Now, we have a video from Daddy Freeze. I mean, he blew hot and cold over something, and I think most people were divided on thoughts on that, and that's why we're going to be talking about it on the Black Table this evening. So let's check out the video, and when we return, we get to talk about it.
There's a Chinese proverb that says, wine and dine with friends and family, but do business with strangers. I'll add this to it. Don't hire anybody you cannot arrest. Don't work with anybody you cannot arrest. You can't arrest your brother. Oh. You can't arrest your former classmate. Oh. If you do business with your mother, you can't arrest your mother. Oh.
Of course, Daddy Freeze just lit up the timeline with this one. Of course, don't employ or do business with anyone you can't arrest. And before you laugh, think about it. Most of us do business with family, close friends, even church members. But what happens when money goes missing or things go south? You can't, drag your uncle to the police station. You can't look up, lock up your best friend. So
when I heard this,
yeah,
I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Because even sometimes in my workplace, there are a couple of people that come around and they say, oh, can they work for free? They want to intern and do certain things.
We talked about that.
They want to do certain things for free.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, no, I would never hire you and not pay you. I wouldn't want you to work for me and not be paid. Because you can wake up one day and disappear and I can't hold you for anything.
Yeah.
So I agree with him in terms of that. But he shouldn't. There are some people that can arrest their moms. They can arrest their family members. And also it depends on the kind of business and the amount and the reason behind it.
Yeah, so you know what, before you give us your take on that, I want to share personal experience. My elder sister and I were pretty close, and we're still close up to date.
Yeah.
But when I was in my second year in university, we both decided to do something together, create a magazine. And that was about one of the worst periods of my life. And that's when I realized that it's difficult to work with someone you love and you care about. Because as much as my sister and I were close and we're still close, during that time, we had
there's friction.
Friction, not because she didn't know what she was doing or I didn't know what I was doing, but because we both were always sentimental about making choices. I was so afraid to make decisions because I'm like, oh, this is my elder sister, I love her like crazy. And then I think the same thing applied to her. Eventually, we had to go sideways with the business. The same thing happened with myself and two other friends. We started business when we were much younger in school, and eventually that friendship had to come first and not the business. And ever since then, I realized that, you know what, you can't really do business with friends and family because you might not be able to do what it takes to take it to the next level.
Well, the truth is, as right as that is, there's also the other part of it. First, he said something. It depends on type of business that you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And for this will be weird, right? But for me, if I'm doing business with family, you sign a contract. I don't care who you are. There will be an agreement. So if you step out of line, I'll put you in your place. It's simple. So you see, you can literally do business with anybody. People are difficult. Even when you hire staffs that are not family, they are difficult. But you see, there's a contract. So if you're going to get into business with family, let them sign a contract. So if they step out of line, you kick them to the curb. That's it.
Yeah, but I get the point where it's easier to deal with strangers and treat them a certain type of way without sentiments than to treat your loved ones.
It's not.
So I've done business with family, right? They signed a contract. Oh, my mom was pissed. Like, how can you let your... I said, it's a business. There's money involved. No sentiments. See, if you don't want that conflict, just get them to sign a contract. It was a big deal, the whole family. They had family meetings. And I said, it's easy. Okay, let the business end now. So she should step out, resign.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So interestingly, I mean, everyone's got their own experiences and things they want to say. Petit wants to give us our thoughts on this particular conversation. Hi, Petit. Have you ever had to go into business with a family member, a friend, a loved one?
Yes, because I want everyone to, make money and eat, right? So why wouldn't I want that? And I feel family members are like a bit easier to deal with. Strangers feel
Really?
make up, carry your money, run. Where you won't go find them. But if you're my brother, you run with my money, I know where to find you. I know where you live. I know how to deal with you. Ah, yes, my mama go cry, but go still sleep for jail 2 or 3 days. And then when you come up with a proper payment plan for you to pay me back my money. I'm all about, helping my brothers grow, my sisters grow, people around me grow, people that I love grow. So why would I take that money that I know that if I bring in a family member, it solves their problem? Instead of them always reaching out to me for money, giving them a job solves that problem. Why would I want to take it out?
Okay, so have you ever been directly involved with a family member while you doing a business?
Currently, I own 2 businesses with my sister in the UK. And
Okay.
we've done that for years now. Of course, we've always
Your
had
differences,
issues, but
yeah.
you will surely settle because now your sister, right? But a business person wouldn't care about your personal interests. They're all about what they would get at the end of the day. After all, they'll be the same papa, mama bonus. I'm here to make money the same way you're here to make money.
Yeah, but some will argue that is the best way to run every business. It's really about the money. It's really about getting the job done and nothing about sentiments.
Exactly.
And apart from what kind of crooked family do you have that you can't even trust the people around you?
Exactly. That's the problem.
If you have a family of crooks and they're not trustworthy, you're wondering, because if you want to build a family business, build an empire together, come on.
And exactly, if you want to build an empire,
if there's a rotten
there
egg,
has to be strict rules and laws put in place.
so that's the contract you're talking about.
Yeah. So there has
So if there's
to be
one,
a contract.
here's the funny thing: the rotten egg in the bunch that you would say, tell this one you can't join this business.
Yeah.
But if you know somebody that's learned and knows how to,
has a good head on his shoulders. Okay, this is what it is.
I mean, they say different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Some are, run conglomerates with their family members and they do it exceptionally well.
Yeah.
And others wouldn't do it. So I think, it can work for some, but others it wouldn't work. And talking about working, let's talk about the tax reforms. Professor Taiwo Oyedele, the man in charge of Nigeria's tax reforms, has dropped a hot one. According to him, Ron's girls and Ron's boys are technically rendering a service and should therefore be paying tax. Yes, you heard right. Your nightlife also might soon come with a VAT. So, it's interesting. If every hustle that exchanges money counts, then is it wrong? Morality versus legality. Ron's work may be morally controversial, but does the government care if it generates revenue? And then, of course, we'll talk about enforcement. How do you even tax an industry that thrives in secrecy? Are we looking at tax offices in nightclubs now? And if entertainers, traders, and freelancers pay tax, should sex workers be exempt? Or is this crossing the line? The bigger picture is about broadening the tax net, or just another way to squeeze money out of sex workers. So the question is, should all hustles be taxed?
Well, being the oldest profession
in the world,
morally, we all know it's wrong. So let's put that aside. But even in the time of Jesus Christ, it existed. It's the oldest profession. So money is exchanged. Yes, they should. What?
They should pay tax.
Oh, they should pay tax.
Oh man,
they should.
Gang, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, here's the thing. I don't get how the government's greed in trying to make money off everything is what I have a problem with, especially with what people are going through in terms of livelihood. Some people are forced into some of these professions due to certain conditions, and then you now want to tax them. So now the problem with paying tax now is when you fail to pay tax, the penalties.
Happens?
Do you understand? Tax evasion is a crime.
Oh, yes, it is.
That you can be jailed for.
Yeah.
So insisting people pay the tax is one thing. Finding out that they did the transactions, didn't pay, default is another thing. So imagine being jailed for not paying tax on your runs.
So the big question is this: who pays the tax?
Both parties.
Both parties.
Both parties involved.
Yes.
Giver and receiver.
The giver and receiver. Oh my God.
As a business is.
It's a business, so that's the only way to be balanced.
So the giver pays 20% tax, and then the receiver pays 20% tax. Is that what we're talking about?
Well, like he said.
Well, it depends.
the
Let me give you an example.
government.
Like the girl you were with, the last time you were with.
Oh snap!
I can't believe
Okay.
you're going to say stuff like that.
The girl you were with.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know what
That's
you're talking
if
about.
you were with anyone.
I think he was there.
She would.
He was there for him to be able to say
Why were
this.
you there though?
She would pay because I'm the tax collector. I'm Prof Junior.
Okay.
So both of you. So it's the risk that you guys are taking. But if, to be honest, it doesn't make sense. I mean, priorities should be put in order. Come on.
Oh yeah, if we're taking away the joke, mentality thing, that really doesn't make any sense.
So now that he has put it forward, government officials that import girls from other countries,
They should pay tax.
they should find a way to make sure that taxes are coming out.
My worry is this, and I do understand what tax is supposed to do if it's done the right way. But my worry is this, outside of whether, night workers pay tax and anything in that region.
Yeah.
How will everything translate to a better life in the country? Because it's not just about paying tax.
Not even for the country, for the person you're taxing.
About accountability.
No, not the person.
But please, before you give your feedback, Petty has something to say in regards to that. Hi, Petty.
The government loves to copy and paste.
Copy and
that's sad.
paste.
Just because a certain system is working for people outside the country does not mean it's going to work here, for crying out loud. Now, innocent people that you could not even provide jobs for have finally come up with a way to create jobs for themselves, and you want to steal tax from their hard work.
Wait, Petty, slow down. Are you talking about night workers?
She doesn't want to pay tax.
Are you talking about night workers? Are they the ones?
To pay tax. I need to know for a fact that this thing I'm paying for, I'm getting value in return. Fix the roads. Okay, the other day you saw when the rain fell and everywhere was flooded in Lekki. Do something about it. You can't be taxing us and we're not getting anything in return. Okay, what about fuel subsidy that was removed? Where did the money go? What was it used for? I feel like we're not asking the right questions. Well, it is what it is. At the end of the day, may nobody carry tax near me.
You will pay this tax, so you will pay the tax.
I will pay.
Every Nigerian is paying.
I will pay if I'm getting value in return.
All right, thank you, Betty. Now, moving on to our next quick fire for tonight. A Nigerian female pastor recently set off conversations online after preaching that firstborn children are not responsible for their younger siblings, at least not while their parents are still alive and active. Now, that's a bold statement in a society where the firstborn is often treated like deputy mom or assistant dad. And we have a video to quickly check out, and after we're done watching that, we'll have the opportunity to dissect and talk about this particular thing.
Your siblings are not your full responsibility. You only help if you have. If you don't have, relax. There is an age my parents will reach, and it's now time for all of us to start taking care of them. You are the first daughter. You are training the 6 siblings inside school. From which salary? They are indirectly pushing you into prostitution. You should reject it. How can they give birth to 8 children? They did not train anyone. And they're expecting you as the first daughter to train them. Are they okay? Parents in the house, be very careful. That I'm a first child does not mean I should be the one, especially when they are still alive, healthy and hearty to do something. My father said he wants to renovate his house. Do you have job? This is the reason why many youths are under pressure.
All right, interesting take there. Andrew, I'm going to start with you. What are your thoughts on what we just watched?
Well, with everything she said, she's actually right, though. Because that's unnecessary pressure, right? Your responsibility as a parent, you just pushed it to your firstborn. So how do you expect your first child to be able to take care of the siblings and yourself? There's a difference if you have it, right? I don't, go against that. If you have it, why not? Go ahead and do it. But when you don't, your parents are responsible for you. So why would you be the one to take their responsibility and take care of them and your siblings? It makes no sense.
Okay, Gang, what are your thoughts? Have you ever been in a situation whereby you've been boxed in a way whereby you don't have a choice and you have to take care of a family member?
No, I do things out of love. So for family members, you do it from a place of love. There's no demand. But I understand there's a cultural aspect to these things, whereby certain families put the pressure on firstborn children, firstborn daughters, or firstborn...
Especially daughters.
You understand? Or firstborn or male kids. Not to deviate, but I know of... there's a culture whereby you can't get married before your older sibling. You know, just different cultures. Different cultures and stories like that.
Yeah.
But like you said, there's a lot of pressure that's being put on these ones to do these things. So the parents have failed in their responsibility to now transfer that to a child to take care of the other ones.
Do you think by...
But if but another point is, if you have grown to the point that you can afford it and you have and you can, but it shouldn't be forced upon you.
Okay, so how do you think that impacts on society? Because with all that pressure for a young man or young woman who they're trying to find their own, fit in the world and society generally, and they know that they have to bring bread home. Do you think, in a way, it affects the way they have to do things, and does it affect them negatively because they're under pressure and they have to do things so that they can put bread on the table?
Oh, for sure, it affects them negatively.
Yeah.
First, for someone that doesn't have. Now you have the responsibility of taking care of your folks and your younger ones. Hence why we see young men go into crime, just trying to please their parents. And for the females, they go into prostitution because literally those are the two easiest ways you can easily get money. And so it affects the society negatively, and that needs to be dealt with.
Okay,
and I also feel it doesn't only apply to even firstborn kids.
Yeah.
Any one of the children that is making it in certain aspects, there's pressure on him to take care of,
to deliver
for his sibling, to his siblings.
Him or her. And I'm talking about her. Petit Toka. Hi.
This topic is quite sensitive,
Okay,
right?
good.
And I'm really glad we're talking about it.
Okay.
It's hard that this has become a norm in our society, and it shouldn't be that way. As a parent, what I do hope for myself in the future is when I'm finally ready to be a mom, I wouldn't want my child to, always think about, oh, what do I contribute? You are a child, please be a child. If I end up being a mom, it will be my role to take care of my child. I wouldn't wait. You see, these things happen because parents don't plan properly. If you ask me, a Nigerian man, you go talk, say, oh, once I just have it to give birth, once my wife just born, God will provide. Children are blessings. How do you expect God to provide the money? It doesn't work that way. We need to plan properly. If you want to have 4 kids, plan for the 4 kids. If you say your hand no reach to take care of 4 kids, stop at number 2. Nigerians need to learn how to, because this is the reason why we have crimes out there. We have young girls that are meant to be in school are not in school because, if I go school, how my parents will survive, how my younger will future. It shouldn't be that way. It's sad that this has become a norm in the society, and I feel like we need to throw more light on this. We shouldn't just say it's culture. We shouldn't say it's culture.
I don't think it's a cultural thing. I don't think it's a cultural thing because if you go back in time and then you check out our history, our forefathers didn't place certain responsibilities on their children. It is now like a societal thing because over time people have chosen to use different methods and excuses to get things done.
Exactly.
And
woman takes pride in taking care of his family, his kids.
But you know what, Petit Toka, it's a good thing you're talking about Igbo men now because I want to ask you a question and hopefully you can give me an answer to it. Now, culturally, it's said that if a man wants to marry into an Igbo family, especially a woman, he has to provide X, Y, Z. But most of the things, the bride price is very, traditional. But most of the things that I've heard and I've seen on the list, especially when it has to do with bottles and stuff, they're not traditional.
I can't other cultures, right?
Okay.
But when it comes to the Igbos, especially from Ambra, you need to take care of, you need to pay for we have the Umuada, that's the first female kids in the family, you need to take care of them. You need to take care of your kinsmen. If you're the second child and you're getting married before your elder sister, you also need to buy her things to console her. Now, when it comes to bride price, an Igbo man from my side wouldn't take so much money from you.
That sounds like a lot of pressure.
Well, if you just carry Igbo babe like that, we're expensive. People work for it like that.
Oh my God, Andre, I like that response. So the reason why I asked you is this, because I hear people say a lot of things, and then we talk about how in Nigeria people are corrupt, how every young man wants to become super rich, every young woman wants to be super, up there. And in actual sense, when we look at our society and what is weaving into it culturally, it also pushes a lot of pressure. So a young man who is supposed to be sensible and decent, that wants to marry Petit from Anambra, for instance.
And he's starting life.
And he's thinking about taking care of Kingsmen and all of that. Obviously,
I wouldn't settle with a man who is just starting life. Me, self, I don't sit in, I don't work. So you need to be...
Okay, pressure, she said it.
That's a shocker. That's a shocker.
Remember, you pay tax.
So you don't believe in growing together.
But it is what it is.
Wow. Okay.
As long as you're hardworking and you know the right things and you're well behaved, that should be the important thing. Igbos, we don't sell. Bride price will probably be 15 naira, 20 naira.
But the list.
But when it comes to the
and
list,
the bottles,
you need to
plan. You need to plan for 2 kids. You need to plan for 2 kids. So they should reduce that list. Come on, right?
Thank you, Petty. At this point, we'll take a quick break. When we return, the Black Table continues.